This is round 4 of the Gambito Open in San Diego. It is their weekly tournament. It's game 45, delay 5. I'm in round 4. I drew tragically in the last round. I beat a 2200. I lost to a 2360. So not doing too bad. Bad news for me is I can't really pronounce my opponent's name, so that's usually a bad sign. And I have the white pieces, and my opponent, he's 2200, but he also has 1.5 out of 3 so far. So maybe he's also a bit dejected. I don't know. Could be good. I play a really complicated early middle game, and I don't think I navigated it correctly. Let's hop right in. I play e4, and he plays the Sicilian once again, so second time in the tournament. So I had white, black, black, white, and both times I was playing white. My opponents played the Sicilian. We both developed our knights, and I played bishop b5. And my opponent in round 1 played g6, not moving the knight a second time, but my opponent this round, he played knight d4. And the way I like to approach this is to just develop as fast as possible. My opponent moved their knight 2 times in the opening. Okay, I'm not going to move my bishop. I'm going to give him the bishop pair, so then I just have more development than him. He plays a6, kicking my knight back, plays b5, and I play d4, striking the center, opening up my bishop, preparing to castle long. We trade, and I put my bishop in the center. Look at this. All of his pieces are on the back rank. Meanwhile, I have 4 pieces developed, and I'm about to castle. However, his position is very solid, and it's really hard for me to break through. He plays bishop b7, I castle, he plays rook c8, and I play queen a7. So the main downside of rook c8 is that it no longer defends this a7 square, so I can tickle the bishop and say, hey, what are you doing here? He plays bishop c6, guarding his bishop here. And meanwhile, my bishop is really good. Even though I don't have the bishop pair anymore, my leading development and this really awesome bishop actually make it kind of difficult for him to move his queen side because of how well my bishop controls this diagonal. But at the bishop c6, I'm never going to take this pawn, of course, for a couple of reasons. One is that it opens up the a file, towards my king. But 2, more importantly, my queen is just trapped. And that would be fairly tragic. So I'm never going to take that a-pawn. I centralized my other rook, and now I'm ready to hop in my knights into the board. And now he plays bishop b4. And here is when I thought for like 17 minutes, because I really, really wanted to make knight d5 work. Side note, when I first turned on my broadcasting software, OBS, I saw my camera was a bit dim, so I turned up the brightness, but now I can't turn it back down because it's not like the configuration is opening up. So sorry if I seem a bit pale to you today, or my background seems like I'm in the sun. I do apologize for that. Anyways, he plays bishop b4. And I really wanted to make knight d5 work. And I was like, okay, one of the things he could do, he could go here. But then I can go bishop c7. If he takes my rook, I want to go bishop c7, and his queen is trapped. He has to give back the rook, which I can take back with the knight, and then after he moves, like king e7, for example, then I can take back, and I'm like, okay, well, is king stuck in the center? Maybe this is good for me. In fact, maybe even instead of taking back, I could go check here, and maybe this is good. Maybe this is not good, actually. Oh, no, it's good. It's good. But, if he goes, king f8 instead, then this might be a bit less appealing. Although this still looks good. Looks a little bit dicey. But I guess whenever he gets d6 in, I guess he doesn't even have to play d6. He could play knight here, actually. So maybe that's what he would have done. Oh, but now my knight's hanging, which doesn't look very good for me. So yeah, I probably would have not gone queen c5 check if he did go king f8. But I was like, this could be good. This could be good. So I was trying to evaluate that. But I was like, okay, well, what if he just takes and I take? Well, what does he do now? Of course, if he takes, this is very good for me because now, if he goes here, I'm just going to go here. And if he castles, and I fork him again. So that's no good for him. What else does he do? Like if he goes here, and I'm just gonna go check, and I'm still going to win his queen. So it's not it's not that like it's not good if he takes my knight. If he takes my rook and takes my knight, I don't think that's good for him. So what if he goes like knight e7? And I'm like, ooh, what do I do now? Well, now I still have this move, bishop c7, forcing him and keeping his king in the center. I just like wasn't sure if this was the best. And well, it's not forced. That's the thing. Like it's not forced. So after like knight f6, for example, once again, I could go bishop c7. I wasn't super convinced by this check because then it was just trading. And I'm like, why am I trading pieces like this? What's the purpose? I guess in this case, if the knight went on f6 instead of d6, then, you know, he can't castle. But now he could take this pawn in the center, which looks kind of annoying. Yeah, it does look kind of annoying. I could actually sacrifice my rook, but then actually the c-pawn is hanging, which is not pleasant. I was thinking I could maybe go here, but then he goes knight back, which looks annoying. But maybe there's, you know, a lot of stuff I'm missing. I'm not really sure. So I was trying to evaluate all of this, but the main thing that I didn't like was what if he just takes with the bishop? Like I was like legitimately looking like, what if he just takes with, I play knight d5, he takes with his bishop. Like, what am I going to do? If I take back with my pawn, well, firstly, he could do a couple things. Firstly, he could take now. Now I have no hops. And then he could play a move like knight f6. And I was like, what am I doing here? He could just take like this. And I'm not really sure what I'm accomplishing. I guess I could play rook d1 here. But then he can go here. And once again, I'm still not sure what I'm accomplishing. Maybe now I can take on a6. But after he castles, I mean, this is just a complicated game. Like I can take on b5 as well. And like, I have 3 passed pawns. So maybe this is good. Well, I guess in this case, if he does castle, I do have bishop d6. And if here, things are looking okay at the very least. Well, not okay, they're winning. So I guess he couldn't castle here. So I guess this is winning, but I didn't evaluate this. I guess he could also take like this as though and keep his queen a bit more safe. And I don't really see a follow up here either. Maybe I just put my knight in the center and play rook d1. Like maybe it's just that simple. Maybe I go knight d5, and if he does a really lazy move like, you know, h6, I can take this pawn and then go checkmate. But I don't think he's going to be that lazy. I think he would probably just castle here. And that looks decent enough. And I guess I could always play bishop d6 though. So maybe this is better than I thought it was. Yeah, maybe this isn't so bad. I'm still unsure about all the complications. I think I just have to be confident enough to just play this game. Like it's just a game now. And I just have to, you know, opposite side castling, and I probably have decent chances here. So in hindsight, I think I should have gone knight d5, and I think that makes a lot of sense. However, I just wasn't sure. And I came up with a different option that looked kind of interesting, which was bishop d6. I was like, this looks pretty interesting. If he takes my bishop, then I have my rooks here, and let's say he goes queen e7 for some reason, I could play, you know, e5 potentially, and plant my bishop and play my rook here. And if he takes, that would be awesome, because then now, you know, I just have maximum pressure, and I can play knight e4 perhaps, and maybe get my knight to c5 or my knight to d6 at some point. So that would be pretty cool. But instead of that, he takes my knight, and I knew this was possible, but I was like, okay, well, I have my bishop's pretty good. My rooks are still centralized. Like, this can't be that bad. He plays knight e7. And here, so I already thought for so long on my moves. Like, I'm down 20 minutes. You know, like, I'm down a lot of time on the clock. So I played knight e5 pretty quickly here because, you know, I have some interesting ideas. Well, one is he can't castle. He can't. Well, he can. It's just complicated. If he castles, I can take. If he takes with a pawn, I take his knight. His knight is hanging. If he takes with the knight, then his rook is hanging. So he has to take with the rook. Then I can take, and after he takes, I can take, and then he can go check here and takes. But maybe this is okay for me. Maybe it's not. I actually have no idea. If I go queen d6, attacking his queen and eyeing his rook, I don't know what he would do. I don't know what he would do. I don't even know what I don't even know what I should do, to be honest. I feel like, you know, him doubling up looks really dangerous. So I mean, like it definitely seems like anyone's game. Maybe I could even, like, instead of queen takes, I could take with the rook, which then queen check, and here could still happen. But now maybe I double up, and if he goes check, I can go here, and after he takes, he's threatening mate. So this does not seem very good. He's also threatening this check as well, so that doesn't look very good. So I'm not really sure what to do. I guess I could also just play king b2 here, and after he doubles up, then take, and now he doesn't have any checks against me. Like, for example, if he, I don't even know where he goes. Would he go here, I guess? Then I can double up, but then he takes, which looks a bit uncomfortable. But I can go here. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely still a game, I guess. Yeah, I mean, honestly, after this move, I could go here. I guess he could go here, though, which looks a little bit dangerous. Then check here, 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 which is not good. And if I take its mate, so yeah, that doesn't look very good, to be honest. So yeah, it's, so like that was, you know, but the idea of taking on e7 and taking on c6 looks decent. Like it's probably draw-ish because it's just a heavy piece endgame, but my pawns are always going to be liabilities, so it definitely feels like I'm worse in any endgame. And it's true, I am worse in any endgame. But he doesn't even castle. He doesn't even castle. He goes c6 and or f6. So I think I actually should have gone here, because I don't give him the option of f6. Like, that's not even an option for him. He has to go into these heavy piece endgames with me, no matter what. That's what it feels like, at least. So I feel like I should have gone knight d4 instead of knight e5, because it avoids f6. But now e5 plays f6, and I really don't have any good options. At first, I thought, okay, maybe I'll just go here to f3, but he could castle. He could go king f7. Probably king f7 being the most potent, maybe. But I eventually, after a lot of thought, ended up taking on c6. I could have taken the knight first, and after queen takes, knight takes, and after, if pawn takes, then he no longer has the open c file, which is very good for me. If he goes rook takes now, well, now I can go check, and after queen d8, I could go takes, pawn takes, rook takes, king takes, and now once again he does not have the open c file, so I should be doing better off. So both these cases, I'm trading off into an endgame. I have my structure is worse. However, it shouldn't be enough to win. It shouldn't be enough to win. So this is what he told me, that, like, cause I told him at the end, like, I'm not really even sure what I should have done differently. He gave this line as an example of, like, bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes, rook takes, or rook takes right here, and then going into this endgame. And the thing is, I calculated this. Like, I calculated this, and I knew this was possible, but I was just like, what if I just take his bishop right away? And I knew it could transpose. Like, for example, if he took back with the rook, it transposes. But he took back and he did take back with the rook. But here I played e5 instead. So once again, I could take here. In this case, he could take with the king. Yeah, he could take with the king. Actually, could he take with the king earlier? So if I went, I guess he could. I guess he could take with the king earlier. It's just a little bit psychotic, but maybe it's okay. But I played knight takes, and I played e5, and I was like, okay, this is an interesting move. And the thing is, I knew he could play knight c8. Like, I saw it. I saw that he could play knight c8. So I really am unsure, like, why didn't I just take? Even if he plays king takes, like, we're just in a heavy piece endgame. His king's in the center. And if he takes with the queen, well, now I do the thing where I talked about, where he has a block, and then I'm going to take here, and this is a perfectly equal endgame. White is slightly worse because they're pawns, but it's not that bad. It's holdable. So, but instead of doing that, I play e5, and I knew he was gonna. Like I said, I cannot explain to you how much I knew. I saw knight c8, but I was like, whatever. I'm gonna go queen b7. But then he plays rook b6, and I was like, oh shoot. Like, if he doesn't play, like rook b6, then after, he takes, I takes, he takes, I takes. Let's say he castles, for example. I'm just going to take on a6. And I'm probably not better. But, like, I'm going to win his pawns, and I'm going to have, this lot of pawns on the queen side. If he goes like queen a8, then I can trade and go here. And like I said, I'm not better. He's probably going to win my pawn with rook a6 and king there. But hey, I have one pawn against like 3, so maybe it's okay. Like, for example, king. Let's say rook d6, king here, king here. If he goes king here, well, now I'm going to have this passed pawn, which looks kind of nice. He does have a big center, which is a little bit scary, but this should be okay. And then if he defends his pawn first, well, now I can probably just go here and here. And maybe this is okay for me. I could also go here, but this looks a little bit more sus. Maybe it's okay, though. Maybe this is okay. He might try to make a passed pawn on this side of the board, like he did in the game later on. He also doesn't have to trade. He could also just like go here or something like that. But now I can push my pawn, so it's a little bit scary for him. Okay, anyways. So I was expecting that, but he surprised me with rook b6. And after I move my queen, he takes and takes and takes, and now I just have this really overextended pawn. It's going to be really hard to defend, and then I have my mess up pawn structure here, and now I'm low on time, and I'm sad. I'm really sad because I've messed this up badly. He castled. I went queen b7 here, saying, hey, how are you going to defend your pawns? And he's like, but with my queen. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? You're attacking my pawn. You're threatening trade queens. If I go here, you can trade, and then go here, and you're going to go your best Pac-Man impression. And I was like, well, I could go here, but your rook defends everything. And now you're going to kick me out, and I'm going to be sad. So that looks absolutely miserable. So I end up trading and going here. And then he goes e5 to bring his king in to win this pawn. Well, actually, I think he goes here first to force my rook over. And then he goes e5. And then he moves. I move my king. He moves his king. I move my king. He can even go check here and here, because my a2 pawn is dropping and all my pawns are weak. But he didn't even entertain that idea, because if he went check, I would have to go back. He didn't even entertain the idea of me messing up and going here. He was just like, no, I'm not even gonna mess with that. Because I guess in this case I would get I guess I do. Whoops. I guess I do get to c7, but you can still block me out with this move. And now, you still have a passed pawn on a4. So this should be pretty good for black. It doesn't matter. Black's winning no matter what. But I go rook d3 to defend my pawn. Oh, that's why I didn't go king b4. Oh, he didn't play it because he didn't have the opportunity, because I played rook d3. Then I went up. I went here, and now he traded. And I was like, hey, I win the a6 pawn. That's nice. And then he played f5. And it's game over. It is simply game over. There's nothing I can do, because he's going to play e4 and f4. I guess I could try g3, to stop his pawns from advancing. If I did play G3, he'd probably play G5. That's probably what he was going to do. And, like, what do I do? Like, if I play H4, well, firstly, he could just take and then play F4. And, like, let's say I go, like, A3, E4, and he's going to make a pass pawn. So there's like, no way for me to stop him. And if I go, like, A3 now, for example, G4, or F4, E4, and he's going to make a pass pawn once again. So that was pretty disappointing, to be honest. So yeah, I think I waited for him to play F4 and E4. Where did I resign? Oh, F5. E4, F4. Yep, here's after F4 I resigned. So this game was pretty disappointing, and really I didn't play knight d5 because I didn't know. Like, I simply could not figure out all the complications. After bishop takes and pawn takes, he could go knight f6, for example. Once again, I think this is still fine. Like, because I thought he might go that knight f6 here, and then I would just, like, take, and after pawn takes, I even thought about, I could go here, actually. I could go here, and after here, I could go here. No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. I can't go there. That's a bold-faced lie. Maybe I can. Okay, wait. Actually, after here, maybe I can go check here. And then, well, I guess maybe he would want to go check here, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of complicated. I can even take the a6 pawn. But it should be good for white, I think. But yeah, I just couldn't figure out the complications in the moment. Like, even this, for example, like I said, with like knight e7, for example, it doesn't look that bad. You know, I think I reached this position in my head, actually, and I couldn't figure it out. Because you're probably taking his best. And let's say if D takes. Oh, wait, we looked at that and said, like, it's a little bit dangerous here. But actually, you can go knight d5 as well. And if here, f6, your knight feels kind of loose. But maybe it's okay. Yeah, maybe this is okay. For, oh wait, if f6, then I could probably just take this pawn here. So after queen here, attacking this. Oh wait, duh, I can just take here and threaten mate. Okay, so this is getting kind of complicated for him, actually. It's getting kind of complicated. Well, I guess you could go queen c7 here, actually. And if queen c7, I can probably take, question mark. And then I have castles. Oh wait, no, that's a mate threat. This is a checkmate threat. So I have to take. And we just get an equal position. Wait, no, I'm down in exchange. Oh shoot. So after knight e7, if I take and he takes, rook here, queen here, or knight d5. Knight d5 doesn't fail to anything. Could just go here, attacking f7, and after he castles, I don't even know. I'm not even sure anymore. Yeah, maybe this just isn't good for me. Maybe knight d5 isn't good for me. I'm just really not sure what to do. So I'll be looking at the engine closely. But yeah, so this game was an absolute sadness train. And yeah, I really, his position is so solid that, like, you know, all I can really hope for towards the end was like a draw. And yeah, here my overextended pawn was really bad. And overall, I think he played a very smooth, nice game. So good job to my opponent. But I ended the tournament with 1.5 out of 4 with an average rating of like 2100. The 1900 I played drops it down by a lot, but other than that, you know, I played against 2200s and 2360, so can't really complain. But it's tough. Chess is tough. But I think I'm going to end it there. I'm going to game review. I'm tired. I'll see you guys later.